Once upon a time, there was an old shoemaker named Geppetto. One day, Geppetto got a special piece of wood. He decided to turn it into a beautiful wooden doll. But as Geppetto started cutting, the wood screamed, "Ah, stop! That hurts!" To his surprise, the wood was alive. He quickly finished the doll, Pinocchio, and put him on the ground. Pinocchio ran away, but Geppetto caught him. "I would like to go to school, father," said Pinocchio one day. Geppetto wanted that for his son too, but he didn't have money for a book, so Geppetto sold his coat. Shaking from cold, he returned home with the book. The next day, Pinocchio went to school. He wanted to learn everything to earn money for a new coat for his father, but on his way, Pinocchio got distracted and forgot school. He sold his book for a puppet show ticket. Pinocchio told the puppeteer about his father's sacrifice. The puppeteer felt sorry and gave Pinocchio 5 coins. On his way to the store, two con men tricked Pinocchio. They tied him to a tree, wanting to steal his coins, but Pinocchio hid them well, so the con men left him tied to the tree. Luckily, a fairy lived nearby. She felt sorry for Pinocchio and freed him. He told her his adventures, but lied about the coins. Immediately, his nose started growing. This startled Pinocchio, and he promised not to lie anymore. The fairy sent him to Geppetto, but on his way, he ran into the con men again. And this time, they stole his coins. Geppetto was happy Pinocchio was home, but angry he sold his book. Still, Geppetto sent Pinocchio back to school. This time, Pinocchio ran into Carlo, the laziest boy. Carlo convinced Pinocchio to visit Toyland. Pinocchio joined and had fun for days, but then he woke up with giant donkey ears. It didn't take long for him to completely turn into a donkey. That's what happens when you skip school. As a donkey, Pinocchio was sold and treated poorly. Somebody even wanted to kill him for his skin. He begged the fairy to help him, and luckily she did. But Pinocchio had jumped into the sea to escape the nasty man. There he was chased by an enormous shark. Pinocchio swam as fast as he could, but he couldn't prevent being eaten. In the stomach of the shark, it was pitch black. "Help!" screamed Pinocchio. Then he saw a flicker of fire. He couldn't believe his eyes. It was Geppetto holding the torch. Father and son fell into each other's arms. Crying of happiness, they told each other their adventures and found a way to escape from the shark's stomach. When they arrived home after many other adventures, he heard the fairy was in the hospital. He sent his last bit of money to her so she could afford the best doctors. The fairy was so grateful that she turned Pinocchio into a real boy, and Geppetto and Pinocchio lived happily ever after.